All right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, I'm gonna give you guys your Champions League reaction for match day 8 for you guys. So once again, guys, my voice isn't the 100% now, but I think I can still do videos, and I just want to be able to do a stream because the stream will be too long. So I just figured I'll do my reaction to all 18 league games, and then I'll show you guys the knockout path towards the end. So, like I said, guys, sit back and enjoy. And like I said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, let's start with the first game we got here, Aston Villa 4, Celtic 2. What a game this was. Aston Villa took the lead there in the first 2 minutes of the game when Rodgers scored the brace there. Everything goes, so okay, Aston Villa going to run through. And then Celtic, out of nowhere, get 2 goals out of nowhere. Ida with the brace there. And then obviously, Watkins had the chance to get the hat trick there. He scored the goal in the 60th minute to give them the lead. Then he missed that. Then he missed a horrible penalty, and then Rodgers scored the fourth. And so for Aston Villa, man, incredible achievement for them to make top 8 after not being the Champions League for so long. And for Celtic, man, despite the loss, they're in the playoffs, which I think is an incredible achievement. So you have to give it up for them. And for both of these teams, I think we're very happy with this. And yeah, like I said, guys, shout out to Aston Villa, man. Shout out to Unai Emery. Barca 2, Atalanta 2. For this game, there wasn't really a whole lot at stake for this game. Obviously, Barca did take the lead there. Lamine Yamal in the 47th minute, great assist there for Rafinha. And then Ederson scored a beautiful goal. And then Arau scored a beautiful header there, great header there. And the Paslic equalized to make it 2-all. And I'm just the thing that's a little frustrating for Barca is that I feel like we could have won this game had Lewandowski been a bit better because my goodness me, Lewandowski wasn't great. He wasn't particularly great. Um, and I just think for Barca, man, this defense is all over the place. That's my only concern with this Barca high offensive style, as their defense is making so many Our defense is so vulnerable. And remember, guys, Atalanta even took the lead there in the first half. I believe it was um, Zappacosta. I believe Zappacosta gave them the lead, but it was offside. So for Barca's instead, man, I feel like we were kind of bailed out in the day, but a draw is still good. We still managed to get top 2, but I just wish we had won this game. Like, part of me thinks that we could have won this game and we could have finished first in the league phase, which would have been massive. But it is what it is. It's fine. Leverkusen 2, Sparta 0. Leverkusen got the win there with Florian Wirtz scoring the goal, Tella scoring the goal, and yeah, Sparta, not really much to say there. They were pretty much outclassed, as you can see there. Tella scored the set piece there, and then obviously Florian Wirtz scored a beautiful goal there to make it 1-0. So for Leverkusen, man, pretty standard win, I have to say, and for Sparta Prague, not really much to say. Bayern Munich 3, Slovan Barcelona 1. And by the way, Leverkusen also made top 8. For Bayern Munich, man, routine win. Muller, Kane, Coman scored. I'm a bit surprised that Bayern didn't score more goals. I thought they would have scored. Telic did get a goal there at the end. But yeah, and it's also surprising that Mateus still started this game, even though there's a lot of transfer rumors going around that he may leave. And it was kind of weird to see Kimmich was playing as a center back when the guy is traditionally playing as a CDM this season. And yeah, Kimmich I thought was probably the man of the match. And yeah, for Bayern, as I said, man, if they really are serious about winning the Champions League, they have to improve the wingers. They have to improve. So Bayern, they got the job done, but like I said, they didn't get top 8, which is a bit of a concern considering how good the Bayern Munich is. Dortmund 3, Shakhtar Donetsk 1. Dortmund got the win there. Guirassy with a brace there. And obviously, Shakhtar did going to go back to maybe get some hope. And then Ben Sabani scores the 79th minute to seal it for Dortmund. And yeah, for Dortmund, as I said, man, not the most convincing win, but a win is a win. And I think Guirassy is so huge. I think Guirassy is really important for Dortmund. And I think the problem with Borussia Dortmund is their defense. Their defense is so all over the place. It didn't cost them against Shakhtar because Shakhtar isn't that great. But Kobal, what are you doing there for the goal there? And I just think that for Shakhtar Donetsk, man, it is what it is. At least they gave a good account of themselves in the Champions League, but I think it's very evidently clear this is probably one of the worst Shakhtar teams we've had in recent history. Stade Brest 0, Real Madrid 3. Real Madrid got the job done there. Rodrigo with the brace there. Drew Bellingham with the goal there. And the only thing that surprises me is that Mbappe didn't score in this game. But yeah, Real Madrid looked amazing. Rodrigo is amazing. Guys, I think Rodrigo is just a Champions League guy. The guy always balls out for Real Madrid in the Champions League. I think he's one of Real Madrid's most underrated players. And Drew Bellingham, he's been in good form. And I think for Stade Brest, they were pretty much outclassed in the day. They couldn't compete, and I'm not surprised. And I think for Real Madrid, as I said, fantastic to see Tchouameni even play as center back. And they also did this without Vinicius Junior, where Vinny was suspended for this game. So, yeah, shout out to Real Madrid for the win there. Fantastic win for them. And I'm interested to see who they get in the playoffs. So we'll discuss about that when we get there. Dinamo Zagreb 2, Milan 1. Milan, man. Very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Milan because that goal they conceded was a horrible goal there. I believe it was Gabia. Yeah, Gabia was the one that made the mistake there for the first goal. I don't know what he was doing there. Dinamo Zagreb takes full advantage, makes it 1-0. It was okay. A bit of a rocky start. Maybe Milan can get back into it. Nope. Yunus Musa makes a reckless foul, two yellow cards, and gets sent off, and it makes it even harder for Milan. And then obviously Pulisic scored a beautiful goal there, the 53rd minute to make it 1-1 to give Milan hope, and then Dinamo Zagreb to make it 2-1. There's Piachka. Milan just defensively are really bad. Um, and that's the issue with Milan this season, guys. So that defensively they're very inconsistent. This team doesn't have a good defense. And for Milan, I honestly feel like they could have got top eight because this was a winnable game. And with all due respect to Dinamo Zagreb, this isn't a good Dinamo Zagreb. This is a Dinamo Zagreb team that's probably one of the worst ones we've seen in quite recent years. And the fact that you couldn't even get at least a draw, it's kind of shameful, kind of embarrassing. And so for Milan, as I said, man, not great for them, but at least they made the playoffs. And for Dinamo Zagreb, hey, they at least made the playoffs. So shout out to them. Girona won, Arsenal 2. Arsenal, man, you almost fumbled this game. Arsenal, you almost fumbled this game. I don't know what Pedro Neto did. I don't know what the goalkeeper did there. Neto did a horrible goal to concede there. Then obviously Arsenal equalized with the Jorginho penalty, which was definitely a penalty. Danjuma scored the first goal, and Noari makes it 2-1, gives Arsenal a lead. And then Sterling had the penalty there, which he should have scored, but he missed the penalty. And then Paul Lopez makes a save. And then obviously Girona did have a goal second half that was disallowed. And yeah, I mean, I think for Arsenal, as I said, man, they kind of lucked out on the day because this isn't the good. This isn't the Girona team has kind of fallen off. But you have to give credit to Arsenal. They got the win. A win is a win. But my goodness me, this wasn't a convincing win. This wasn't a convincing win. And yeah, Inter 3, Monaco nil. Inter, man, they absolutely ran right with Monaco. Monaco were so dreadful in the day. Shout out to Lautaro Martinez, who scored a hat trick, by the way. And yeah, I mean, the guy was balling out. This is probably Lautaro's best game he has had this season. I mean, the three goals he scored was amazing. And for Monaco, as I said, man, really, really bad for them. Moasi getting that early red card, making it very difficult for them. And yeah, Monaco just got destroyed. And Inter ran the storm there with three lovely goals there. And yeah, I mean, it's just amazing to see what Lautaro has added. I think this is a really good confidence booster for Lautaro Martinez. And for Monaco, as I said, man, very disappointing, but at least they made the playoffs. And yeah, I just very disappointed with Monaco in particular there. Juventus nil, Benfica 2. Juventus, man, this is a very embarrassing. To lose 2-0 to Benfica at your home and to a Benfica team that's not been that great recently is a bit shocking. And for Benfica, as I said, man, they were amazing. I thought they were fantastic. Fabilis had an amazing moment for him. Scored the goal there. I don't know what Gatti was there doing the back post. Then obviously in the second half, Kochi scores to make it 2-0. And the problem with Juventus guys is their attack is so abysmal. Their attack isn't that great. And that's what this Juventus team is. Their attack is so limited. Their defense is generally good. I'll give you that. But if your attack is so limited, you're not going to score that many goals. Maybe like one goal here or there. And so I think for Benfica, man, it's a huge win for them. And I think it's kind of makes up for the fact they lost to Barca at home. Obviously, it doesn't do it all, it doesn't undo it all. But I think it's good that they got the win here, and it's a critical win for them in the Champions League. And yeah, like I said, man, shout out to Benfica, man. And for Juventus, as I said, man, very disappointing for Juventus. This isn't a great. It doesn't look good. Lille 6, Feyenoord 1. Shout out to Lille. I think of all the teams that surprised me this season in the Champions League, I think Lille's been the one that surprised me the most. Because my goodness me, man, Lille were amazing on the day. And you have to give credit to what Bruno Getsunuyo has been able to do. Because look at the amount of injuries Lille have, guys. They have Bentalab injured, Umtiti injured, Manda suspended, Ismaila injured, then Santos, Andre, Zegova, Padro. And the fact they still scored 6 goals is incredible. And you have to give credit to Lille because this team is amazing. And I think a lot of people thought initially that Lille were just Jonathan David FC, that Jonathan David is pretty much the best player and he's going to pretty much bail them out. When obviously he probably is their best player, but it's not just him. There's everyone else contributing. Like Sarri's been good, Gabelo's good, Gomez, Boadi's really good. And Chamberlain's a really good goalkeeper. I rate him very highly. And for Feyenoord, they were just abysmal. They got completely outclassed. And it was a pretty much a game of it was pretty much one sided. And I just think Lille were just clinical, Feyenoord weren't, and that's how the game ended. So for Lille, as I said, man, huge win for them. Yeah, they got top eight, which is incredible. I don't think many of us expected them to get top eight, which is pretty incredible, you have to say. So yeah. Manchester City 3, Club Brugge 1. Um, Club Brugge, they took the lead there. Oyangde, Dika scoring the goal there in the 45th minute. And I was thinking to myself, is Manchester City really going to lose? Nope. I knew they were going to lose. Because when Manchester City are under so much pressure, they're going to find a way to win. And Kovacic scored the 53rd minute was amazing. But then, guys, do you guys remember the chances that Club Brugge had in the second half? Because Club Brugge should have scored some of those opportunities they had. They missed good amount of chances, and they didn't score. Either one City scored the second goal, I knew it was on done. Or Donetsk with their own goal there, not great defending there. Vardio forces a play, and yeah, the Savinho comes off the bench halftime, scores a goal in the 77th minute, and it was just wraps for Manchester City. And I just think for Club Brugge, man, they could have got a result here if their forwards are more clinical. And that's the thing, because this Manchester City defense is very all over the place. Because Matheus Nunes is a liability, guys. Matheus Nunes is not good whatsoever. I don't know what Pep sees in him, and letting Walker go is crazy. And it's just incredible. And, Francis Stones, I thought Stones was amazing today, making those two assists over the ball over the top. KDB wasn't that great. I feel like KDB should have done better. And yet, I just like for City, man, as I said, man, defensively, they're really all over the place. And even though City got the win, and they should be happy, I'm really concerned for City in the long term because I don't think they'll do well in the Champions League. And who knows if they'll get top four because this defense looks all over the place. But for City, they managed to get the win, and a win is a win, and that's all that really matters. PSV 3, Liverpool 2. PSV, man. PSV. I knew this. I knew Liverpool were going to win this game because I knew they would rotate their team, and you could tell that evidently clear by the fact that Chiesa was starting, Dons was starting, and the fact that Keller started. And for PSV, man, credit to them. It was a back and forth game. PSV took the lead. PSV Gakpo took the Gakpo scored the goal there to make it 1-0 against his former club, which is interesting. And then Bakayoko scored a beautiful goal there. Harvey Elliott scored. Then Salibria scored to make a 2-all, and the Pepe scored at halftime. And yeah, just think for Liverpool, as I said, man, they're going to be obviously be disappointed that they lost this game, but they still finished top of the league race. So I think they won't really care about it too much. And I just think for PSV, they really wanted this. I think they really wanted this desperately. And do I believe made one of the mistakes? I believe it was for the second goal, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I just think for Liverpool, as I said, man, not the best performance from them. But like I said, I don't think they'll really care too much because at the end of the day, they're still making top eight. And for PSV, massive win for them. Salzburg 1, Atletico Madrid 4. Atletico Madrid ran right. They ran right. They destroyed Salzburg 4-1. Griezmann with their brace, Simeone, Llorente, and Atletico Madrid, man, they looked fantastic. And I got to say, man, Salzburg were so abysmal. So abysmal. Defensively, are so bad. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand how bad Salzburg are. They've sold so many of their players, and now haven't been able to replace. And it's just a downfall of dominance, man. It's just sad to see what's happened to this one of the best teams in Austria. So, yeah, Shakhtar, man, I don't know what he did for the second goal. The second goal was embarrassing goal to concede. At least Salzburg did score a goal at the end, and he got the assist for it, so it kind of makes up for it. But at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't really matter. Atletico Madrid got the win, and I believe they've secured top eight, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to Atletico Madrid. Let's see, have they secured top eight? Yep, they have. They have secured top eight. So yeah, Sporting won, Bologna won. Not really much to say there. Bologna took the lead there. Great goal there to make it 1-0. And you said, okay, Sporting, are they really not going to win this game at home? The Sporting equalized in the second half. Great header there. Great goal there from Harder in the 77th minute with the only with their goal there. And yeah, I mean for Bologna, as I said, man, it's a shame, but they got a draw, which I think is decent. And Sporting, they still make it through to the playoffs, just about. So Sporting, man, uh, you can tell they're really missing Ruben Amorim. Storm guys won, RB Leipzig nil. And this was pretty much a dead rubber. Not really much to say there. And for RB Leipzig, man, this is embarrassing. So lose to Storm Graz. It's a new low for Leipzig. This might be the worst we've seen Leipzig and the takeover. And yeah, for Malik, man, he scored the goal there from the corner. And yeah, Leipzig, man, they had a lot of chances, but they couldn't convert. And that's just how the game ended, man. And Leipzig defense is all over the place, man. And for Strom guys, they got to win the Champions League. Credit to them, man. And the Stuttgart won, PSG 4. Do we have to give apologies to Ousmane Dembele? Because this has been a player that I've heavily criticized. This has been a player that I think has been criticized a lot. And I do think it's been warranted. But let's be real, guys. At PSG, Dembele's been really good. He's been really good. I would probably argue he's probably their second best player. I still think Barcola is their best main attacker, and I still think he's the most dangerous PSG attacker. But I would say Dembele is probably their second best, and this might be Dembele's best game he's had in his career. Him to score a hat trick in a must-win game in the Champions League, fantastic to see. And I think for Stuttgart, they were just all over the place, defensively not great. And I just think for PSG, they were just amazing. And it was interesting that Dembele even played as a striker because the guy is not traditionally a striker. He's obviously a left winger. He's ambidextrous. And so I think for Stuttgart, man, as I said, they got pretty much outclassed. And I just think PSG, man, they wanted him more. And yeah, for Stuttgart, as I said, man, very disappointing for them. And I believe they have been eliminated in the league phase, which is sad to see because we saw some promise with Stuttgart, but they really fell off. And I think that they needed to beat Sparta. And I think that was a game which they're going to regret and maybe not getting results against Real Madrid because that those two games they should have picked up more than 2 points. Sorry, more than 1 point. But yeah, for Stuttgart, as I said, man, very disappointing for them, and for PSG, as I said, man, huge win for them, huge win for them in the Champions League. And yeah, man, so look out for PSG guys because I think PSG could be a team that people are sleeping on. Because the only thing that's holding this PSG team back, guys, is the fact they have no striker. They have no world class striker. That's the only thing holding them back. Because other than that, oh, this team looks good. And then the final game we got here is YB nil, Cervena Zvezda 1. Shout out to Cervena Zvezda. They got scored an amazing goal there outside the box. Fantastic goal there. And yeah, I mean, it was just an amazing goal there. Obviously, this was a dead rubber, so there's not really much to discuss here. But yeah, shout out to Cervena Zvezda for getting the goal there. So now let's go look at the knock and let's go look at the playoffs. So as you can see right here, guys, so we could potentially have Atalanta versus Club Brugge. Okay. Sporting versus Dortmund. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Ooh, that's going to be crazy. Celtic versus Bayern. Ooh, okay. So Milan versus Juventus. That could happen. And remember, guys, two countries from the same teams from the same country can play against each other. So in the old format, that wasn't going to happen, but now in the new format, it is possible. And the final versus PSV, that could be pretty interesting. Um, the PSG versus Stade Brest, and Monaco versus Benfica. So we have some very intriguing knockaround playoff matches coming up, guys. Obviously, I'll do a draw reaction. I'll probably do a YouTube short on Friday. Going over the draw there, give you guys my initial reaction. But yeah, like I said, guys, we have a very interesting round coming up there, guys. So hope you guys did enjoy this video, guys. Let me know if you guys have any major talking points in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.